Howdy, y'all. You got the Bulldog on the channel. Working on a, I don't even know what year it is. It's a mid-2000s Chevy. Glasses on. 2003 Chevy. And it's been sitting for a while. I just now looked at the license plate. It's a 13 or on a 15. Customer just bought it. They told him they had bought something different, and it set for a year, and then they went back to do it to fire it up, and it wouldn't run, or it didn't have any power or something. So that's been a while back, and they dropped a battery in it, fired it up, got it going again, and it just came directly here. They had to load it up on a trailer to get it here. But I'm going to go through diagnostic procedure with you. They thought that the transmission was locked up, the person that sold it, because you put it in gear, it just die, clunk. Well, matter of fact, it's nothing to do with the transmission. It's just the motor's running so bad that as soon as you put it in gear, it puts a load against it, killed it. The customer that bought it, he feathered the throttle a little bit, got it to rev up, and got it to move. And after they got it out of the hole, it would go ahead and try to run for them. I could drive it around here to move it in the shop and everything, as long as I was careful with it. But first thing I did was I grabbed a kV probe, kilovolt probe, and measured the voltage coming out of the coils. I had the customer had told me that he unplugged, different coils and found that it was missing on 2 of the cylinders, sometimes 3. And I confirmed that when it got here. I checked and made sure that we had volts coming out of the coils. I had 10,000 volts coming out of each one of those coils where it was not running. And I checked it against the ones that did run, and they were running 8,000 and 9,000. Where I just, whenever you have fuel going in a cylinder and it sparks, it'll have a different voltage than one that has no fuel going into it. The one that has no fuel will usually read significantly higher because it's lean, not enough fuel. They weren't that much higher, and I thought, well, I don't think it has that problem, but we'll see. I went ahead and pulled a spark plug out and looked at it, and it was bone dry, had no fuel on it. So I checked the gap on it. It was 60 thousandths like it was supposed to be. So I put it all back together and fired it up and let it run. And I took my stethoscope. Now, it's not like a doctor's stethoscope. This one has a prong on the end of it, hooked into the hoses that go up into your ears. And what that does is isolates all the other sounds. You stick that on whatever you're trying to listen to, whether it be a bearing or, in this case, an injector. And those 2 cylinders that were dead miss had no click. So I went inside and got this thing here. This is called a Noid light. It's an easy way to check for injector pulse. Just unplugged the injector and plugged this into it, and the thing flashed. So I knew I was getting injector pulse from the computer. That checks power and ground both at the same time, because the light flashes. So I called the customer, he went into town and he got one injector from one place and one injector from another because nobody stocks very many. And that's what we're doing today, dropping a couple injectors in this thing, see if we can get it back on the road. We'll fix the go first, and then we'll worry about fixing the woe, because it don't have much woe. Doesn't need much woe when there's no go. Well, like, comment, subscribe, hit your little bell notification, share it all around, and we'll talk to you later.